All right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's call the meeting Law and Justice to order, please. Let's do a quick roll call. The committee: Walter Roach.
Here.
Ray Gatza.
Present.
Mike McEmery. Kendra Pottinger.
Present.
Jim Reed absent. Josh Pinsky Jr. here. Tom Templeton absent. Need a motion and a second to approve the previous meeting's minutes as presented. Gatza, McEmery, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Be on WebEx. No citizen comment today. Okay, we'll kick it off with the circuit clerk today.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Go through some numbers for you. Revenue cases, collection report paid to the county and state, $290,873. Paid to agencies, $86,075. Collections, $38,777. Cases filed are up, 1,349. Cases closed is up, 1,346. Open cases, 10,013. Real busy the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Orders of protection for May, 64. So through May, we've had 259 orders of protection. Currently have 2 job openings in our office. We're doing interviews this week. Our big project is our digitizing of files. With our tech grant money, we have about $600,000 we're spending with Excella and Rantoul. They came up here last week, and I'm going down there next week to work on these files. Last quarter, we shredded over 100 boxes. Normally, I'm in the 40, 50 range. Our staff's been real busy. We're trying to get to the point where we want to be with cleaning up a lot of stuff. Something new for me, I've never done this before. I had 7 Supreme Court justices on a Zoom meeting with me. We were talking about Judicial College and our direction. So it was my vice chair, myself, and the justices. They asked for a 2-year defined plan. I had a 4-year in place, but they wanted a more defined 2-year. We have meetings coming up in Lombard. Judicial College sets the training for the judges, court administrators, circuit clerks, and retrial services, quite a few different groups. And it's the training that we do throughout the year. We just received our 3rd kiosk from our tech grant. We're trying to get these up and running. We'll see how that goes. I'm told the tech grant money will be less offered this year than last year, but at least they're offering it. One of the biggest discussions with me with the Supreme Court justices is, again, the state senators and state reps keep pushing legislation through without looking at the big plan, which means more fee waivers, more work for us, a lot more reporting. When I first started 9 years ago, we had a couple of reports. Now we have a couple a week, several throughout the month. I don't know what they do with all these numbers, but it takes a lot of time for us to generate. Trying to move ahead, trying to get ourselves stable. We've had some retirements in the past 3 months. A lot of great people that have moved on, and it makes a big difference in our office. Any questions for me?
The kiosk, I'm sorry, what are those for?
When you go to the airport and you have to put your luggage information in, that's a kiosk.
No, I know what the kiosk is.
It's the same thing for our office. You'll be doing the same thing. You can come into our office and you can do your e-filing, you can make payments. There's a lot of stuff you can do right there.
Okay.
What happens is I have 3 girls downtown and I have 2 here, and there's times when there's 5, 6 people in line. We're also looking at different avenues. The kiosk speaks 60 languages.
Oh,
You talk to a live person. Every time you use a kiosk, it learns from that. Hopefully it can teach me something then at that point. But it's to make us more fluent, be able to move people through quicker, and take some of the pressure off our staff when we have 8 people walk in to pay fines and they don't like waiting 4 minutes.
so can it do 100% of the
No.
things or just 50% or?
Still trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
We're the first circuit clerk's office in the state of Illinois to do this.
Oh,
I wish I was the second or third because it's falling on us to learn. We have to work with our case management system. We have to work with a lot of different groups to make this all come together, and it's not coming together yet.
but it was grant. It was,
It was grant money.
yeah, so that, I'm sure this is the price you pay.
I'm gonna guess a little bit, but I think those kiosks were 35 or 40,000 a piece.
Yeah.
And then it's like $7,500 a year for the maintenance contract. We looked at doing check-in at traffic court instead of having an employee standing there. I don't know if that's gonna work or not because people go up to something like I did it the other day at OSF. I couldn't figure out the kiosk because if you don't do it every day, it's difficult. You don't want to read. We're lazy. I'm going to pull her over and say, show me how to do this because she can do it in 2 minutes. Take me 15 minutes to figure it out. So we have a learning curve here. The state's watching us. The Supreme Court's asking me all the time, are you up and running? My answer is no. Lenny's working on it today with John O again. We'll get there. And hopefully, I foresee in the next 3 to 5 years, you'll see him in every circuit clerk's office.
Are people concerned at all about the security of them?
No.
Yeah.
They're pretty locked down. You can't go and do certain stuff on them. It's no more risky than my public workstations that are in both buildings. My fear is somebody comes in with a flash drive, plugs it in, we have a problem. We have that all locked out.
Okay.
But there's no guarantees.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Any other questions, please?
None. Can I get a motion and a second to approve his report? Gatsa, McEmery, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, everyone.
Ray, have you seen the bills yet or no?
I've not.
Okay. We'll come back to him. Thanks, Greg. Okay, next we'll hop into, guess we can get public defender out. Has everybody seen his report? Any questions? Not, can I get a motion and a second to approve, please? Roach, McEmery, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We'll wait on the state's attorney a little longer. We'll hop into detention home.
You want me to do my monthly report first?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, bills in the amount of $11,717.45. Prepaid, $2,807.23. Total bills of $14,524.68. Average daily population for the month is 6. Today's population is 8. Child Board counties billed: Bureau County, $450. Grundy County, $1,050. Total billed, $1,500. Income for the month: State Board of Education, $16,668. State federal food subsidy, $1,160.68. State salary reimbursement, $137,684.12. Interest income, $11,726.32. Total income, $167,239.12.
Any questions on his monthly reports? Not, can I get a motion and a second to approve? Pottinger, second. McEmery, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Semi-annual.
Income realized to date, $636,661.78. Budget balance to date, $1,210,281.55. And the average daily population is 4.45.
Okay, any questions on the semi-report? Not, can I get a motion and a second to approve and forward to the full board, please? Gatsa, Roach, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Anything else, Jake?
That is it, sir.
All right, we'll pay your bills at the end. Hop up to state's attorney. I don't think he's coming. And no report, so we'll pay his bills at the end. Okay, next, judiciary probation.
Good morning. I'll start with the juvenile statistic report for the month of May. Current active caseload for juveniles, 117. Administrative caseload, 10. For the adult monthly statistic report, probation fees ordered for LaSalle County, 6,300. Ordered to date, 57,300. Collected 6,354 and 47 cents. Collected to date $32,114.98. Current active caseload for LaSalle County adult active caseload is 514. Administrative is 276. That is the monthly statistical report.
Any questions? Not, can I get a motion and a second to approve the monthly report, please? McEmery, Pottinger, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Semi-annual.
Okay, for the juvenile statistics, we've got active caseload 156, and a total administrative caseload was 15. For the adult statistics, December 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025, active caseload 514, administrative 276. Let me jump back up to the probation fees. Ordered to date for the semi-annual, 57,300. Ordered to date, 57,300. Collected, $32,114.98. Collected to date, $32,114.98. That is the semi for the statistics.
Any questions, comments? None. Can I get a motion and a second to approve and forward to the full board, please? McEmery, Roach, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Sue. Chuck?
Good morning, everyone. I'm just going over the semi-annual, the financials. Out of account 026, our probation services fund, we've expended to date $27,699.03. We've still got a balance of $95,650.97 on that line item. Under the juvenile adult probation, as far as salaries go, balance to date, we've expended to date $182,785. Balance to date is $171,011.15. Under circuit court and jury, we've got a expansion, we've expended to date $80,674.48. We still got a balance of $189,825.52 under that line item. As far as the general fund, probation salary, we've realized to date as far as reimbursement, $1,111,875.16. As far as probation service fund, 026, we've realized to date $39,383.06. And moving on to the grants, adult redeploy intensive probation, we've realized to date $87,549.39. As far as juvenile redeploy, we've realized $360,114.83. And as far as treatment alternative court, We've realized to date $128,993.12. That's all the report.
Thanks, Chuck. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Lori?
Good morning. I'm here to report on the Access to Justice grant that we got for 2024, 2025. We have to spend that money by the end of June or request an extension. We have requested an extension to be able to spend it down, and this is for the court-appointed mediators in child custody cases, as well as furnishings for the self-help center and the salary of the self-represented litigant navigator. We also are applying for a 2025-2026 Access to Justice grant to continue to pay for those expenses after we've spent down last year's grant. That's all I have.
What was the value of the grant?
The value of the grant this year, we got $30,000. Next year, we've applied for $44,000, but I've heard that everybody is limited to $40,000, but there's a maximum in the state of $400,000. So if 10 people apply for that, then it's gone. So we can apply for whatever we want, but then they'll cut, which they did last year. I think we applied for over 40,000 last year, and we're happy to get the 30,000.
For sure.
So, yep, and so it's money that we're not spending through the county.
Yep. Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
Any other questions for Lori? Okay. So you have an executive session? Ready to go in it? Well, we kind of already did. I mean, yeah. I figure if you're not here within 10 minutes of when we start, you're not coming. So,
Unless he had something, Joe.
do you have anything? All right. I mean, I know it's not your fault, but well, it's not that. The meeting starts at 9.
Whoa.
Be here at 9. Yeah.
Ouch.
I thank you though. Thank you.
Okay, so we can get a motion to go into executive session for 5 ILCS 120/2C1, the appointment, employee compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the county.
Yeah, can I get a motion in a second, please? Motion by Gatsa, second by Roach. You want me to do the, yeah. Okay, quick roll call. Roach? Gatsa?
Aye.
McEmery? Pottinger?
Aye.
Reed absent. Oshapinski, aye. And Templeton absent.